Welcome back to Bourbon Blitz. This is an episode of Bourbon Blitz coming from Bourbon United. We are going to talk about I.W. Harper on this episode. This is the I.W. Harper 15 year. So let's talk a little bit about I.W. Harper's legacy. Very old distillery initially. I.W. Harper's story began in 1848 when founder I.W. Bernheim, which is obviously a familiar name. If you guys know, Bernheim brand now is owned by Heaven Hill, which is one of their products. So I.W. Bernheim came to America with $4 in a drink, and a century later his bourbon whiskey became an empire that remains. Bernheim Brothers Distillery opened its doors in 1870 and thrived through Prohibition. The I.W. Harper namesake was born in 1872 and began producing whiskey that would be synonymous and known for many gold medals. 1955, I.W. Harper was a household name, international sensation. The iconic bourbon graced pages of popular men's magazines, inspired a clothing line, debuted in blockbuster films, cruised around the world as an ocean liner favorite, and after 30 years of overseas, I.W. Harper returned home in 2015. The brand has reconnected to its old roots by building strong relationships and a niche with retailers. In 2022, they innovated by creating a Cabernet Cask Reserve. This unexpected pairing of whiskey and Cabernet casks perfectly embodies our brand ethos of blending nostalgia by refining whiskey tradition. We can celebrate and embrace our own bold future. So that's kind of a quick write up from I.W. Harper's website, giving a quick history of their products. I've not had the Cabernet Cask Reserve, but it is available online to purchase if anybody's interested. I've had some of the younger expressions as well, and they're decent. The 15 year I feel like is for a 15 year pretty good value. I want to say this was 80-ish bucks for 15-year bourbon. To me, feels like a very fair price. Proof. What proof are we at on this one? This one is coming in at 45 ABV, so right at 90 proof. Yep, 90 proof. So if you haven't had this one, I would say definitely give it a try. Go ahead and give her a pour here. By the way, these are our new Burns Drams. So this is a Glencairn Burns Dram. Same Glencairn from the standard Glencairn that most people know, which is a brand, not the actual glass. And we had some Bourbon United engraved ones done. So I've liked this particular glass for a couple of reasons. One, I feel like the tulip to mouth to me works a lot better than some of the drams that are just straight up. And particularly with higher proof whiskeys, I feel like some of the off-gassing of the higher cask drinks drink better from this than a standard Glencairn, where it traps a lot of that in. And standard Glencairns were created for lower proof scotches anyway. So the tulip outward seem to make more sense, and I find to be better for bourbons, especially things that are over 90, 100 proof and higher. I feel like this is the design that you should be looking for in a good dram. So let's give her a quick pour and do a quick tasting here and let you guys know what we think. It's been a little while since I've had this one, but let's see. On the nose, I'm getting some of the traditional bourbon flavors that we do know and like, but I'm also getting a little bit of almost like the notes you get from a wheated bourbon, where you're getting some of the fruit forward notes, some of the red fruit, stuff like that. Getting some of that age there, a little bit of the oak on the nose there. Overall, the nose isn't super sophisticated by any means. palate's a different story. Get some extra layers there. Some maple syrup. I'm getting some spice there. Almost seems like a little bit of baking spice. Some toffee. It needs a little more proof, in my opinion. Not much on the finish, but I mean, it is 90 proof, so it kind of explains that. So front palate, now I'm getting a little bit of almost like a apple pie. I think but if you have apple pie with like a Granny Smith apple. A little tart on the apple pie there. Also starting to get a little bit of a richer note after a second taste. A little bit of leather. Overall, really nice. I'd say it's 6 out of 10 on complexity. It's got some layers there to it, but not overly complex by any means. For a 15-year-old whiskey, particularly in the bourbon world, I feel like that's a pretty good value at $80. I'd love to get one of these at Cask Strength just to do a comparison and see if it's better or not. Sometimes, or even at 110 maybe. Maybe a full proof or something like that would be nice. I feel like that's what it's lacking, is a little bit more proof for me. But overall, really good. I think it's a value pour for something that's going to come in a really nice packaging. Bottle is very elegant and looks really good on your bar. I'm going to impress a few people that maybe are just new into bourbon. Really cool bottle, good presentation. And at 90 proof, almost anybody can drink this neat, and even if you're new to bourbon. So give it a try. I think it's a value pour for a 15-year-old bourbon. Until next time, this is an episode of Bourbon Blitz.